Didn't want me to stay.
She had the nerve to ask me to read for the kids and put them to bed and wait for her friends to leave. Bitch. Capital B. No one treats Steve Gannon that way. I'm going to become a great musician and then she'll regret it. I used to see her bragging to her stuffy friends out here in the suburbs that she slept with Steve Gannon. She can find herself some pudgy hedge fund guy or some stuffed shirt. Order him around. But I'm glad I got out.
Good enough. I'll have a beer too.
I drove around for a while and stopped in at Al's for a beer. He thinks I'm 22. I miss her kids, you know. They were really cute and funny. I spent a lot of time with them. A couple of days ago, we were in the supermarket shopping, and Damien was hanging out in the cart. Then this other little kid comes by in his mom's cart, starts shaking his fist at Damien, but Damien just smiles at him and says, "Hey, I'm a lover, not a fighter." He starts singing, "I'm a lover, not a fighter." He's only 3.
It's really something. Where you pick that up?
You know, she's not a bad mother. She might be a bitch. She loves those kids.
On the doctor.
Have you been drinking too?
A pervert taught me once that if a man gets a hard-on, he has to ejaculate for it to go down.
Do you believe it?
Well, I was very young and inexperienced, so I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
What happened?
He asked if I wouldn't mind following him into a doorway and stand on his chest in my high heels while he backed off.
You did it?
It was highly preferable to anything else. Poor man's doing for anything else this poor man would propose to me to get his penis down. It was rather unattractive. And he gave me $20. That was a lot of money back then.
You were a prostitute.
My career as a lady of the night only lasted 2 dark minutes. And I honestly always thought of it as an act of charity. What is your golf prodigy?
You protege?
Prodigy, yes, yes. Whatever. Is she getting a little bit sure advice?
You can't be jealous of Karen.
You're right. I must be mad. You see, the problem is that it's almost midnight, and mature advices at this hour could turn into something else.
True. Yeah. Here, Vivian, that's the white wine. Let's have it toast. To tolerance, communication, and a couple of laughs.
To kindness, pretty boys, and white wine.
Kindness.
Pretty boys!
Let's play charades. We tried it at my house just now, but it was dumb. Everybody was so self-conscious.
Then you should be glad you missed out, Steve.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll get it. So, it's for you, Harold.
Yeah, this is it. Gannon? Steve? Yes. Yeah, no, he lives here. In fact, it's actually right here now. Yeah, hold on.
This is Steve Gannon. Who in the hospital? Hillcrest Hospital? What? See. No, you don't have to do anything. I have money. Thank you. Yes, I will. Yes, right away. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What is it, Steve?
My father. He's dying. I need to get home got to see him. God, I have to call him.
I hope everything goes well.
You'll be the head of the family.
Will be a real test.
That will. So, here we are, you and I.
Yes.
So, where are we going?
That used to be my life.
You're right. What are you so peaceful about?
I just feel so taken care of. I've gotten some wonderful friends and a job I really enjoy, and it might materialize out of nowhere because I wanted it. And believing is seeing.
That would be nice. Then we could just believe we'll be healthy till we drop dead and avoid the whole hour of deterioration.
How much is solid belief and how much is divine intervention is the question.
I should probably put my name on the list for Maple Grove and not push my luck.
Come on, be serious.
I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about it. Might not be such a bad idea. You know, we're lucky to still have all our marbles. How long's that going to last?
My God, it's a holding station. Take away your daily challenges and you will wither away. In 6 months, you'll be indistinguishable from those other geezers with their bad false teeth and their convenient, easy lifestyles. It's horrible.
I could get a nice spread. One of those 2-bedroom versions. You could come and visit.
No, I would not. I would feel like visiting someone in a hospital or the graveyard. Imagine getting up to your floor and admiring the fake plants in the lobby and holding the elevator doors for the tenants with their walkers.
Look, we have to face facts. We are old.
Not today, not now.
It's the practical thing to do.
What is the point of being practical? I want to live my life head on as long as there's breath left in me.
You sound like Steve.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
I wish I could be as relaxed with my own children.
Me too. Me too. But they just want us to act as the parents they are used to.
Well, maybe up to us to let them know who we really are. Now, I'm thinking, wait, fly out, see Aaron. Maybe he'll have a couple of beers if it's a little bit. He'll be 48 in September, imagine that.
That sounds like a really wonderful idea. You know, the Aborigines had no fear of death. They just go into the desert and wait under the stars that is their life.
No tubes, no life support.
They're not scared. Supposedly they travel between different realities all their lives.
You know, I'm kind of cautious with this reality.
It's late, I should go.
You know, I want you to stay.
We're just friends.
We'll just sleep.
Well, we could start the friendship tomorrow.
And this part of the workshop will get comments from the audience, feedback. So a live audience can tell the actors and the director what works and what doesn't work. And we'll try to pick up some of it.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Sure. I don't have a lot of background, so I'm not sure how strong a comment this is, but there were a couple of times I wasn't unsure when to laugh. And I thought that maybe the acting could of helped me a little bit to know if this is something sad just happened, but now that sounded comical to me, and I wasn't quite sure if I should have laughed, should not have laughed. And I'm thinking that maybe the actors could help the audience to recognize that, yes, that was meant to be something humorous.
What would the actors for the director?
You'd like, there were originally more characters in the play, but part of the developmental process is trying to be objective about the play and say, okay, is this really contributing something to the forward movement of the play and the development of the play? And instead of having Rachel come on stage, we have come off stage. So those are some of the kinds of issues that we sort of dealt with in this other comments. Yes, Lisa.
The relationship between Harold and Steve was really interesting because I know so many dads who have a hard time with their sons, and yet they develop a relationship with a young person that then seems to be doing the things that they wish they had done with their own children. So I really liked the fact that that's pointed out, and I think that's very real and that happens in real life a lot. So I thought that was an interesting relationship.
And that's where I feel like that's what the play is about, that when taken in a different context, that people can relate in a more human way than they can. I mean, at first I'm thinking, these people are all here to keep his kids on the phone so that they never show up in the living room. And then I started to see it differently than that he is allowed to have these relationships with these people that aren't fraught in the same way that they are when it's with your own children or parents.
Not speaking from personal experience.
Yes,
Jump in.
thank you, Carrie. Yes.
I think it was, I really like that you brought up issues from all, the young mother, the 18-year-old, the older people, the daughter, the issues with, I like all of that. But I didn't think there was enough at stake. There wasn't something that, oh, I'm rooting for this. You know, they're old, but they have a sexual relationship. You know, they're old, but she's still working. They're old, but, you know, nobody had a heart attack, nobody fell and broke their hip. You know, there wasn't enough at stake for me.
Just Steve.
Well, first of all, I have to thank you, Bob, because this has been very interesting for us to see what you have taped, you know, to see the change, to see what we're thinking, because it's such an intense process that, you know, you sort of forget. And then I go home and I watch what you have put on YouTube, and I said, interesting, I really did think that, didn't I? Anyway, tonight was, you know, very rewarding for me because I could feel being out there on stage what's working, where I lose people. You know, yes, it wasn't a large audience, but you still sort of you do get the feel, you know, and you understand. Yeah, what's working, and I think from the comments afterwards that I'm going to not look at this script for about a week, and then tonight I'll go home and put down the stuff which rang a bell, because some of it did, you know, and you sort of other things you just let go, and then I'll read it again in a week with those comments in mind and see, because I have really gotten to love the people in this play, and I feel that the subject matter is important and very relevant for us, baby boomers, people who are from 65 to 80, or maybe even older. I mean, you see the guys in New York Marathon, 93-year-old running, so who knows. But the whole process has been extremely helpful. And as I've said before, the people who have worked with me have been unbelievably supportive and loving and made the process safe and delightful. And that's it.
Well, the 5 days that I've seen this process,
Right?
it's been pretty intense.
Yeah.
Are you tired?
Yeah, no. Well, I will be tired tonight, but it's, when you really are learning something, it's very exciting. You don't need as much rest, I think, because you're so inspired. I've been fed so many things by the people around me. I mean, all the actors too. So, and in a way, Boomy and Carol created an atmosphere here that everyone was allowed to say something, and I didn't feel threatened. I just listened, and that was because of them. It was totally safe. So fabulous process. I can only thank all of you. The whole town is fabulous.